Hello and welcome to Big Scott 35 Cards. We're going to talk about the huge elephant in the hobby right now, PSA and a price increase. I've seen some videos today, earlier today, first thing this morning. I really haven't looked this evening. This is later in the night on the 1st of March. And most of the ones I watched were people that are in the selling side. For them, they're just going to pass those prices on. To me, for a collector, and that's what I'm more want to talk to people about is the collecting side. I just won't send a PSA for right now. I've been saying all along, I got other companies, and when they get when they go overpriced, I just won't. I got a couple that I'm thinking about sending a PSA. And if it's some cards that I see beneficial at the almost $30 price point, and I'm thinking about on the selling side of things, because I don't sell. I bet you 90% of the cards I send in are for my collection. I sell very few. And so I might here and there. I have a Gary Carter that I showed in my last video that I wanted to send for my set registry, and that's what I really want to talk about. Was like, PSA. I know it's a new group, so they're not going to think of things maybe, but they got the same president. And what was their bread and butter before? How they kind of got started was set registries. And that's how it got people hooked into it, almost addicted even to getting cards graded. So most of the set registries are not going to be high dollar cards. They're not going to be cards you make thousands of dollars on. I do the Gary Carter set registry. I think what the rookie cards like I got are 150 when I bought them. Now what they are now I don't know. So most of the cards I send in are dollar cards, $2 cards. That's what I send in. And yes, I know it's stupid to pay even, what was I paying? Almost $15 a card with shipping and everything. Yeah, but I was still having fun. That was my enjoyment in the hobby. I was paying for the enjoyment, right? For the, entertainment of it. And that's where you got to find out. 20 some dollars to $30. I'm not into that. That entertainment's gone probably till maybe later, because the way they worded it, it's a temporary fix. But if they get a lot of cards in at this price point, why would they bring it down? I mean, they just won't. I don't have a problem getting SGC from a personal collection. And I'll try to get my Gary Carters that are already graded, which is harder and harder because I've pretty much gotten most of them that I've found out in the wild. I just go back to buying, raw. I've kind of already started that. You'll see I got, raw cards here, sorting and things, and and if I go graded, I'll SGC. I got cards at CSG. I'm trying to check them out. I sent 5 in a couple of weeks ago. They say they haven't received them yet. I sent an email. I'm trying to check out their service, see how their customer service is, I guess, because I emailed them and I had some questions because I like to do non-sports cards. And it seems like the only non-sports cards they do is Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, and Magic the Gathering. And I do Star Wars, of course. Y'all see that a lot on here. And I also do, anything. I got Walking Dead. I got all kinds of different stuff that I like to get graded. For my personal collection, mostly Star Wars, even some wrestling. But I think the wrestling they do under the sports in that category. But so I sent an email for that. Let's see what their plans are for that, because I think like Star Wars, be getting it with them, they already do comic books, so for me that kind of be a perfect fit, with the Star Wars cards. So kind of hoping they do it, and they just don't have it advertised that well, or it's hidden somewhere, or they're going to do it. But you know, majority of my collection is raw. I just got into grading 3.5 years ago, when you could send bulk in at $8 a card. Now, just that seems like such a long time ago. Like I've always said, I've always thought grading, in the past when I saw graded cards at shows and stuff, I just thought it was a gimmick, a joke, way for me to why spend way more for that graded card that's sitting in raw form right next to it. And I never used the term raw. It was just, oh, there's a card in plastic, and then here's this one. The first national I went to, the guy was trying to sell me some Bryce Harper's had a Nationals hat on, and he's like, it's only got a pop of one. And I kept going, there's only one card of that out there? I didn't even know what that meant at the time. That was like 5 years ago. But so that's changed for me, and so it's disappointing with this, because PSA is going to probably be gone for me right now, sending in. And I like sending in my own cards. It's joy getting them back. It's cards you pulled out of packs yourself, or you hunted for them, or whatever. I like getting my cards graded. But those days are probably gone for now, and who knows when they'll come back. For PSA, now there's SGC, there is CSG, the hybrid, whatever they're called, HCA or whatever. You even have GMA. People want to laugh at them. I don't use them. I know in the past their grading was probably suspect, but it seems like they've gotten better. But I've got two hockey cards from the '90s, and the only way I could find them was a GMA, because when I go to older cards, the stuff's so counterfeited. I kind of want graded, and so I didn't have a problem buying GMA. It wasn't expensive. It was about the price of the raw card. Now, does that mean it's not counterfeited? No, you can buy PSA and it might be counterfeited for all we know. But I'll still buy PSA already graded. I have a ton at PSA. I don't have a problem with PSA. I don't have a problem with any of the companies. I am not one company is ahead. I like SGC the way it looks. I like SGC the way they grade. And but even as a collector, the value right now doesn't hold as well as PSA does. Now, will that change? It might. Is that a big of a deal for me? Not really. But if I'm looking, the 10% that I send in and I know I'm going to sell, they're going to PSA. But now they might not, because the value's not there. In SGC, not that big of a difference. And I have a sneaky feeling that CSG, their value is going to probably be there, because unless people are so want to have the same cards, the same type of cards, that flip matters, and they want that, oh, I want all these to be in PSA format, so they look better in my display case, or they fit in my cases, and they just look good together. Those type of people are going to stay there. But like for me, I don't care. Especially if it's going to be cheaper and I can get it in a different case. I want the card. I keep saying that. I just want the card. I do, like a Pete Alonso. I have a display case, a wall display case of PSA. I kind of want to stay that way, but I picked up one in a Beckett and it costs to cross it over, which they don't even are not even providing right now. It was $50 to cross it over. No, thank you. I'll just wait or never do it. It doesn't matter. So it's in the case. I got one. So now I don't care. I'll get them in SGC or whatever I need to get. It kind of broke the ice on trying to make it all look nice and neat with all PSA. Um, so like I said, I'm not upset. It's just going to make us rethink on what we do, how we do it, and I really wanted to see what collectors were doing because I was watching, like I said, the investors uh, and their ideas and views. Every time an investor talking, the first thing they want to talk about, this will stop the low end stuff, and that pisses me off because they'll be the first ones to open up a case and send in 40, 50 bombs out of it. And, for them, that's water. They'll make wine out of what? Wine out of water or whatever they say. And I don't blame them. But, it's okay. It's always okay when you do it. And, I do send in $2 cards to get graded. Doesn't make sense, but I collect. I collect what I like. It's for an entertainment purpose. It's not my job. I have a job. It's a hobby. It's too many people want to make a business out of a hobby. You don't do it in gardening. You don't do it. I was thinking today, if people thought about cars the same way they think about cards, how many car dealerships would be in your neighborhood? How many people would be selling cars and have 20 cars in their front yard trying to sell them and flip them? And that goes on. Same thing with houses, whatever. If there's money to be made, people are going to do it. But man, in the car, the percentage, I think, of people selling to the percentage of people buying, that when these cards stop going in and they start coming out and people start posting them, I heard somebody today say they thought it was already a flood in the market. What's going to happen 6 months from now when they cards stop going in and cards coming out, and there's 100 Jason Dominguez's or even more Wander Francos, and not all of them could be $40, $50. So with that being said, just wanted to know what everybody was thinking. Whatever you do, however you label yourself as a investor, flipper, collector, we're all in the hobby. It's all different levels. The one thing I didn't see was the people with the autographs. I didn't see a pricing on that. That just hit me because I was like, everybody in a hobby. Because I got a stack that I like to get authenticated. But anyway, that's a different story for a different day. Until next time, see ya.